Hello and welcome to our channel. Today in this video we will mention some of the new happenings in the gaming world. This is a new segment in this channel, where we will aim to update you with latest ongoings in the gaming industry in the shortest possible manner, and as frequently as possible. We have already covered our findings about the GTA 6. If you have not checked that out yet, we highly recommend that you do. We will mention the link in the description. So without wasting any more time, let's dive into our handpicked top 6 updates. The open beta for Diablo IV is just weeks away. At IGN's 2023 FanFest, Blizzard announced that the open beta will kick off on March 24th and last until the March 26th, while those who pre-ordered the game will get early access to the game from March 17th to 19th. During the beta, you'll get to intimately explore the early game of Diablo IV, including the game's prologue and all of Act 1, which takes place in the Fractured Peaks. As you traverse the snowy landscape, you'll get to complete quests and slay demons for as long as you want, but you can only reach up to level 25. Blizzard also showed off Diablo IV's opening cinematic, giving us a closer look at the game's first zone, as well as its robust character customization options. According to IGN, this is just one of the many cinematics we'll see throughout the game, which will insert your custom-designed character into various scenes, no matter how creative you decide to get. You can access the Diablo IV beta on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC. Like any open beta, Blizzard warns that you may encounter performance issues while playing, but notes it will use any feedback to make its final tweaks before the game's long-awaited June 6th release. The highly anticipated action role-playing game, Lies of P, is currently set to launch this August on both current and previous generation consoles in addition to Xbox Game Pass. Lies of P has frequently been compared to Bloodborne. Created by NeoWiz and Round 8 Studio, Lies of P offers a fresh take on the classic tale of Pinocchio, the game's protagonist, and calling on players to navigate a cruel, dark Belle Époque world, and face off against a slew of twisted monsters to uncover the truth behind the web of lies that surrounds the protagonist. Fans recently got a glimpse of the game's dark and foreboding world, with the debut of a new trailer at IGN FanFest, showcasing the unsettling puppet creatures and eerie horrors. The lying system is one of the most unique features. The decisions made by players will impact the game's story, forcing them to choose how and when to lie, depending on the situation. Players can also expect to experience challenging gameplay, similar to Bloodborne, with a high degree of difficulty and a combat system that rewards timing and strategic thinking. The game's protagonist Pinocchio is no longer a wooden boy with a long nose but a formidable warrior with a range of attacks and abilities that help take down foes. The game will be simultaneously released on all platforms, ensuring that players can experience the game on their platform of choice. Lies of P will additionally be available to play through Xbox Game Pass on release day, giving subscribers to the service another game to add to their library. Lies of P promises to be a thrilling and unique version of Pinocchio, presenting players with an opportunity to experience a twisted take on this beloved tale. Unfortunately, cheaters can be found in almost every online multiplayer game, primarily due to the amount of cheating software easily available for purchase. Different games have different ways of dealing with them, but the most prevalent is a ban wave. However, ban waves are slow, imprecise, and can be worked around, so Ubisoft decided it's going to mess with Rainbow Six Siege spoofers. Spoofers are cheaters who use tools that allow them to play with a mouse and keyboard setup, which is undeniably more precise on console servers, where everyone uses a controller. In many cases, they then use another tool to change their IP address, allowing them to evade getting banned. Rainbow Six Siege has been struggling with this issue for a long time now, so Ubisoft has come up with a creative way to handle it. Mousetrap is the game's new anti-cheat software. The system identifies players who are spoofing in real time and adds a bit of input lag into their game. This starts off slowly, almost unnoticeable at first, but the lag then ramps up with every match. Eventually, instead of simply getting banned, cheaters will have to suffer the frustration the lag adds, along with all the deaths that come with it. The best part is that spoofers won't even realize this until they're a good few games in. Before moving on to the next update, we want to mention that we have recently posted our recommendations for 7 amazing new tactical RPG games of 2023. So if you are a fan of tactical RPG/strategy games, you might want to check them out. We will mention the link in the description. Now moving on to the last 3 updates. Jake Solomon has announced that he's leaving Firaxis after over 2 decades, during which he helmed the excellent reboot of XCOM, Enemy Unknown and its sequel, before most recently, directing Marvel's Midnight Suns. Firaxis announced the news with a bit of a consolation prize, that is, a new Civilization game is on the way. Hazen said in a press release, "I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to carry on the studio's storied legacy," beginning with the announcement that Firaxis is in development on the next iteration of the legendary Civilization franchise. Adding on, he said, "I'm lucky to be working with some of the best developers in our industry, and we have plans to take the Civilization franchise to exciting new heights for our millions of players around the world. In addition, we will continue to support Marvel's Midnight Suns with post-launch content and explore new creative projects for our teams." Ed Beach, a Civilization veteran and lead designer on Civilization VI, will be leading the new project. We already know that Civilization VI was the best-selling entry in the series, and altogether the games have sold over 65 million copies. But it's no surprise that Sid Meier's Firaxis is going to make another Sid Meier's Civilization game. Solomon's departure is a huge loss to the studio, because he led the teams that made turn-based strategy popular into the modern era. As spotted by Kotaku, Apex Legends surpassed its all-time peak Steam player count on February 15th, logging over 610,000 concurrent gamers and blowing away its previous high of 510,000 last August. This milestone comes in the midst of a beefy 4-year anniversary update to the game that added a new class system to organize its heroes, a team deathmatch mode, and free hero giveaways. The new class system is probably the biggest long-term change to Apex. The pre-existing heroes have been organized into team roles in a similar fashion to Overwatch, and the new archetypes confer additional bonuses to their respective heroes. There's a full breakdown in Apex Legends Revelry patch notes, but here on your screen are the new classes and the respective heroes categorized in each class. Apex Legends has also introduced a Team Deathmatch mode, one of the community's most requested additions. Since the update came out, Respawn has quickly responded to player feedback on the mode, reducing the number of rounds in a TDM match from 3 to 2, as well as lowering the winning kill number from 50 to 30 in the hopes of encouraging faster turnover in games. Lastly, Respawn is offering players 2 free heroes as a login bonus during the initial weeks of the season. Players will receive free crypto until February 21st, with Ash replacing him as a login bonus from February 21st to 28th. The Revelry season as a whole will continue until early May. Halo Infinite was immediately on everyone's Game of the Year list when the multiplayer was shadow dropped, and it only went higher on the list once the campaign was out. However, it was all downhill from there. It started with complaints about the in-game economy, and eventually spiraled to the lack of new content, with the Forge and co-op constantly getting delayed. The latter was eventually cancelled, but the Forge mode has managed to breathe some life back into the game's dwindling player count. Now, a second win for Halo Infinite may be on the horizon, as the long-awaited arrival of the campaign AI to Forge mode looks imminent. This comes via Rebs Gaming, who has shared images of the campaign NPCs spawned in Forge mode. This is a big deal because it adds a whole different dimension to Forge. Creators will now not only be able to make custom maps, but with this feature, will also be able to create single-player experiences, where you can fight enemies. Given Forge mode's already robust creation tools, it will be entirely possible to create your very own campaign. The only thing that will be missing is cutscenes. It's clear to see why Halo fans were looking forward to this feature. Forge appears to be the only saving grace for Halo Infinite as of now, given the condition of the multiplayer. Michael Shore, the lead designer for Forge, has said, "The high-level plan for Forge is still the same. We'll be adding new features and quality of life improvements, fixing bugs, and responding to player feedback. We've already talked about some of the upcoming Forge features, like AI spawning, minigame mode, and editing dev maps." So, that's it for today's video. We hope you found it helpful and interesting, and if you did, consider showing your support by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and do not forget to hit the bell notification icon if you want to hear more from us. We will be back with more amazing videos soon. Take care and have a wonderful day.